everyone. Welcome. Sorry for that little glitch. I was making sure that I was live. My name is Katie Brenner, also known to many of you guys as Kate TB Hair. I'm so excited to join you guys here for the Freedom Academy every Wednesday that we've been doing. And if you guys have been along for this journey, every Wednesday I've been talking all aspects of our industry. We've talked mental health, we've talked business, we've talked social media. And today I want to talk to you guys about how we can produce and make more income. Because being behind the chair, we're working so hard that we need to make sure we're getting as much income as we can. And there's so many ways to do that. And I was just out of class, it was yesterday. Gosh, it's been a crazy week. Just yesterday. And I was talking about how we can make passive income as hairstylists. So I'm going to go over a few of those ways to make passive income. So one of the number one ways is we can do affiliate links, and affiliate links, we can use those to help promote and sell products. It's also a great way to make sure that our clients are not purchasing from Amazon, because nowadays and age, clients can simply go on to Amazon, order any product they want and have it shipped to them, but not knowing, is it really the product? So you can go and you can sign up with any sort of brand. Rusk has it. It's an affiliate link, and they will create a link that's specifically for you. And all you can do is you can add it onto your social media, your website, your salon website. I have it as a copy paste where I copy the link and I'll text it to my client. Like, as I'm working on them, I'm telling the Rusk products I'm using, why I'm using them. And they'll be like, well, what can I get from you today? And since I'm in my studio, I don't keep retail. I don't keep it at all because I don't want to pay the tax on it. I don't want to deal with the bookkeeping. And so the best way is for me to utilize my affiliate link. And that affiliate link is something I just text to them. And so when they click on that link, they're going to purchase, and then you get income from that. And that one has been a great way to create that passive income. And you can do with so many things, from tools, hair care, even makeup. And you're making that money even when you're asleep. The next one is service value. So when we are doing a service, you want to make sure that you can provide those services that your client wants and give them the highest end service that they are looking for. And one of the ways that I have added on to that is express services. So I charge by the hour. And with my hourly, I charge, and sometimes they can be with me for several hours, but that's only a few times a month. And my clients that are coming in for a gray root touch up, a gloss refresh, a treatment, and a haircut, we are getting that done within 1 hour. Ruskin 10, baby. So what I do is my clients, so say I have Sally, and Sally comes to me every 6 weeks for gray root touch up. But then she comes to me every 12 weeks for a balayage refresh. How I'm adding value to her and her being okay with those longer, bigger services is when she comes in, I'm using Ruskin 10 on her roots, and she only has processed for 10 minutes. And then I'm using the Express Gloss. I love the 6NW for my brunettes. And those are typically the ones that I deal with getting gray root touch-ups. So I put the color on, process 5 minutes, take them to my sink, put the gloss on, process another 5 minutes, rinse out. Then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a treatment. And Rusk has their 2-minute mask, and that has been a game changer for me as well. I'll put the 2-minute mask on them, rinse them, wash them. I can do a nice trim and a blowout. So in 1 hour, my client is getting a gray root touch up, an all over gloss, a hair mask, a cut, and a blowout. That value they enjoy and they're so excited for. And whether you are a la carte and you do per service, think of how much income you can make if you're doing a root touch up, gloss, haircut, and blowout in 1 hour. So on the hourly side, that benefits me because that client who comes in for those big services and coming in between, she is staying within her budget or not spending as much. And so she sees a lot of value in that. And usually they're blown away when they're like, You can do all of that in an hour. I'm like, yep. So we'll do that. And then for those of you that you charge per service. So think of all those services that you are able to charge, and you're not having to have them sit there forever. Because typically when I did a gray root touch up, a gloss, a treatment, and a cut, my clients would probably be with me for 2 hours. You're cutting out that hour. You're not having to double book, and you're not having to stress if your next client, if you're double booking, is showing up on time. And it's this repetitive cycle. And being able to do that, you're not only helping your income that's coming in, but you're also helping preserve your body. Because I hated it. I think, and hate's a strong word, but I say hate because when I was double booking, I'm constantly like checking the time, what's going on. You feel a little neurotic. And so when you're able to provide these services that are luxury high end and adding a luxury high end product to it, combine them together, and it's the perfect love that you're going to create. And I preach it a lot, Ruskin 10, it's my baby. As I came onto Rusk, I was actually a Ruskin 10 specialist, and I use it all day, every day. It's added so much value. It's a product that you can leave on for 10 minutes or an hour. It's not a color that's going to get darker and darker and darker over time. So in my studio, I don't have a bunch of storage. I can stock all my Ruskin 10 and all the colors I need. And so it's also saving me space and money because I'm not having to stock tons of other permanent lines to make sure I have everything I need. So that's something to also look at when it comes to income and making sure we're budgeting and profiting as much as we can, is looking at your color supply and what you have. This can go for a salon, this can go for a studio suite owner. Just look and see what you have, what you're using, and what is being utilized the most in your services. And I can say personally, I'm valuing the most out of my fast color, and that's Ruskin 10 and the Express Gloss. And that brings me to the Express Gloss. That is one you cannot sleep on. How many of you guys have been there and you're toning a blonde, and once again, you're checking the time. Checking the time is something that we are constantly doing as stylists. And when you have a product that you're like, not like, oh my gosh, come on, come on, come on, come on, and then perhaps rinsing too soon because you're running short on time, use a product when you're glossing like Express Gloss that it's going to keep up with that pace you need. It's going to help maybe give you an extra 15 minutes that you finish early, where you can go to the restroom, get a little quick bite to eat, drink some water. We concentrate so much on providing these great services and techniques, but you guys also need to make sure that you're looking into the products that you're pairing it with, because that will make a night and day difference for you. I teach a lot of express techniques, but those express techniques would still take longer if I didn't have my Ruskin 10 or my Express Gloss or my 2-minute mask. They were created for a reason. There's supply and demand. So make sure you're going and getting your education for the new colors that are coming out. I can't tell you how often I'd sit there with a client and it was, the traditional permanent color, and you're sitting there and you and your client are like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just process faster. Well, we have that. So those are great add-ons to your service that I feel like, so if I was an hourly and I was using a Ruskin 10 or Express Gloss, I would charge more for it, because how our clients are busy. This is such a fast-paced world that we're in. If they're not having to sit there forever, you're getting them in and out of your chair, and they're going to value that so much more. Also, the fact that they're getting your undivided attention. Some clients say that they don't mind being double booked, but more often than not, they do, because they're sitting there watching the time just as much as we are. And every minute you're running over, they're looking at you like, girl, are you done with that next client? So if you can sit there and focus on them, they're going to value you more because you're giving them that one-on-one. I had clients earlier in my career that would actually pay more for me to not double book. So really hone in on that. And I don't think there's a need for it personally. It's my way is not the right way and the only way, but I feel like there's not a need to double book in so many ways, because when we're providing the services to our clients, my clients are paying a pretty penny. And even if they're not paying a pretty penny, they're coming in to see you, they're valuing you. So give them your time, and that's going to keep them coming back. And for a client to keep coming back, what is that going to offer to you? That's going to offer income that's going to keep coming in the future. A client that you can keep in that chair and give them your time, your effort, they're going to look at that and be like, all right, I'm coming back. Because they might be going to the salon or the studio down the street and they're getting turned over fast. And I feel like when stylists are hustling, you're trying to work as hard and as fast as you can, steps get skipped. It's not your A game. You're trying to make sure you're staying on top of the game, even though as much as you're like, oh, I got it, I never mess up, it's fine. You're more likely to mess up when you are hustling and hurrying and double booking, versus if I'm working on one client and say she wanted something a little different, and I have the time to grab my phone and text my next client, hey, I'm running 15 minutes behind. It just changes the culture of our industry in a sense that, I think for so long, it's just, we burn out. We burn out fast because we're trying to hustle and go as fast as we can. So evaluate your services, your time, and what you're using with those services. Now let's get into specialty. Specialty is a really fun thing. So I am known as a lived-in color specialist, and a extension specialist. Blech. Tongue twisted. Extension specialist. So with me being a specialist, I can charge more because I am a specialist in that color technique. I'm taking more classes. I'm putting in more time. Hi, Richard. I'm putting in more time, and I'm really giving value in to that specialty that I'm creating for that client. And knowing that that's what I hone in, that client knows that when they're in my chair, they're good. They're going to do well. And when they leave, it's not as likely that their hair's going to be messed up and they're going to have to worry about that. So clients will reach out to stylists. Are you a textured hairstylist that's a specialist in that? Are you a specialist in bobs, pixies, mullets, extensions? Clients are seeking these out. So if you specialize in that, that's going to help add profit and income to your pocket as well. And one of the things that has added a lot of profit to me is offering extensions. For so long, so many years, I've known how to do them. I don't know if it was fear or I just didn't want to do it, but extensions was something I didn't offer as a service. And eventually I had a brand reach out to me, Dreamcatchers, and they wanted me to hop on with them and become an influencer and an educator. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't do them. How can I offer this? But the amount of income that I have been able to profit it's amazing. You guys, I was at my studio today and I worked on one client. That one client is what I would make in a very busy day, turning and burning a ton of clients. And I just got to hang out with her. Granted, I was working my tail off, but the extensions. So we reached down with Dreamcatchers, their extensions. Usually what we say is, you get your extensions and then you mark it up 50% retail. So your extensions, that hair is looked at just like retail, and we're marking it up the same way. So that hair that you're selling to your client, even before you've done any service, you're making that income. So for example, my client today, she got 4 wefts. One weft is $200. So that's 2, 4, 6, $800. So half of that is $400 of profit income without even doing anything yet. Okay. That is a lot. And think of if you only had one client a day and you're like, well, how am I going to find these? Just get that one that wants an install, that wants that color, and you're pairing it with some Ruskin 10 and Express Gloss, speeding up your time in your process. it's going to expedite it. And they're like, oh, well, she is really working hard today. She's giving me that luxury hair color service. And then I'm coming in with the hair extension service. And then to do her extension install took me about 2.5 hours for her wefts. I did 2 rows. Everyone's different with their time. With me, I charge per the hour. And then there's some stylists that charge per the row, per weft. And that is income that is so, so valuable. And you need to make sure that, you're finding that value where you can get it. And I'm so thankful, and I wish I would have gotten into extensions so much sooner because of the profit I have made and also the instant gratification that you get when you do a fresh install. You guys, okay. So my client today, she came in and she was a new client. She was referred to me from a sweet stylist in another state. And this girl, her hair had just been destroyed. It had been destroyed. She had other extensions, and I'm not here to bash other stylists, but her hair was in rough shape. And we removed out her old extensions and we put in the extensions. I'm going to post it up tonight on my social media. The confidence that I was able to give her, the income's amazing, but the confidence and how I made her feel, that is what I live for. It's that moment when you turn the chair around and your client sees themselves for that first time, for that transformation. It's stunning. It's great. She just kept looking at herself. She was in shock. So dream catchers, they have been my go-to for hair extensions. I work with nothing but the best. So we got Rusk Hair Color and Rusk Hair Care. And then when it comes to extensions, I'm using dream catchers because they only use the best of the best. They have European hair, and it's not this hair that's coming and trashed and destroyed. They have testers in their facility that are going through and they are grabbing random bundles and they are testing these bundles to make sure that they hit the quality check that they are looking for. So you're providing a luxury service with luxury hair that is ethically sourced. And I think that's the hardest thing that I had with extensions, because if any of you have looked into any of the documentaries or anything with extensions, it can get really sketchy from where you're getting your hair from. And that's a whole nother episode. I'm not going to get into that. But that's another reason why with dream catchers, when I stand behind them, just like I stand behind Rusk and I put them on my client's head, it's that full circle. And when you're going and you're getting educated and certified and you're hanging them up on your wall in your salon or your studio, your clients are going to see those and they're going to get value because you're taking your own time to go and get that extra education. And with extensions, it's a luxury service. It's not like, I feel like a haircut is a need, not a want, because we need haircuts to look professional. Some of us need haircuts because we got a lot of wild, crazy haircuts to have confidence. Extensions are a luxury service. So when it comes to that luxury service, I want you guys to do your due diligence and make sure you are finding a brand that ethically sources, does a great job with, the whole production of creating their extensions, from I-tips, K-tips, tapes, and wefts. With dream catchers, I love that their wefts are flat to the head. They don't have that mustache. If you are an extensionist, you know what I'm talking about. Those mustaches right on the scalp of your client, they're itchy, they're awful. And so that's why I also prefer dream catchers, and the education that they do provide is amazing. And you can do online education with them to get certified if you don't have the time or the money to be able to travel to a location. Or you can also go online and they have locations that they offer their education. And lastly, you can even request moi to come to you. Down below, Rusk put dreamcatchers.com. You can go in there and you can put in a request for a class for your area and for a specific educator to come to you. So that's my little spiel on dream catchers. And it's such a passion I have in our industry for income. I think such an old school mentality is hairstylists don't make money. It's a profession that's looked down upon. I think even on Glassdoor, our income per year, it's not much. I think it's like 25,000, 30,000. And the potential that's there is way much more. You guys, we can make money not just behind the chair. You can educate, you can be a director, you can work for brands, you can be independent, you can be a rep. There's so many positions you can go into. And I think we don't value ourselves as much as our clients do, or think we don't have that much value. And I've talked about this before, even if you're in a small town or you're somewhere where the income, you're like, I can't relate to you. You're charging 140 an hour and I live in this small town. I can't charge that, but you can. I'm telling you, you can. I have friends that do it. It's all about how you market yourself and you put yourself out there. When I first did my first price raise on myself, it was scary. I'm like, oh my God. And I think it was only like $5, but I was really scared because I look at it from my own pocket. And I'm like, man, am I going to pay that much? My clients are going to pay that much. I'm going to lose a lot. But here's the thing, like I was saying before, double booking and adding on services and being a specialist. When we provide these and we get online and we have our social media, our Yelp, any sort of, way that you market yourself, we have a bigger reach than say I did when I was a baby stylist. My reach was as far as I could literally reach, handing out cards to individuals. You can literally have a huge reach of clients that are hours away from you. My client today, she drove 4 hours to get to me, and she's going to drive 4 hours every 6 weeks to come see me. And it's phenomenal that she values me that much. And so take your spot where you live. What if you could expand out 4 hours? Where are those cities? Are they going to pay? And with how our economy is, it's important to get on that. So make sure you guys are really not only staying on top of your education, but on top of your marketing and on top of your services. So therefore, you're not having to work on 5, 6, 13 clients a day. You can work on that one client for the day, provide the best service you can because you're not overworked, and make the same money you would as if you were turning and burning. And you guys will see down below, there's also Rusk. I call it Rusk Pro, Rusk Professional. You guys need to go visit that, especially if you're wanting to become an educator. We are always looking for very talented educators, and that's a realm that you guys should look into as well. I know some stylists are like, I can never be an educator. I'm too shy. But you are standing there talking to strangers, handling their confidence and rocking it every day. And if you have a passion for that, that's a great way to, behind chair income. Now let's expand it. Another resource of income that you can have. And becoming an educator for Rusk and Dreamcatchers, it's just given me opportunities after opportunities. And as long as you have really good work ethic, it's going to add to that for you. And it's going to also help prevent burnout. Burnout happens for so many reasons. Like we just talked about, it's going to happen from working too hard, too much, too fast, and also being uninspired. And being an educator, you always have to be inspired. You're looking at different ways, different applications, different products, ingredients. It's making your brain go. It's making it work because so often we get stuck in our, this is how we do it. Same color and cut for you, Sally. It kind of becomes like a robot. So being able to become a specialist and branch out into different stuff and being an educator, that's also going to help you with staying inspired and loving the industry and not looking out somewhere else to restart all over. How many times I almost quit, I would say more than I can count being a hairstylist. And I am thankful I'm very stubborn because I never did. And I'm sitting here in front of you guys. And I hope this information can help some of you in your journey, whether you're a baby stylist or you're a seasoned stylist like myself, and you just need some sort of umph. And if you guys have any more questions about anything else, feel free to comment below. This is streamed live, but it's going to be saved on Rusk's Facebook, so you guys can check it out. Comment below. You can also send a DM to any of our social medias. Mine, I'm as good as I can getting back to you guys. If you don't hear from me, message me again, because sometimes it gets lost in the requested messages and I just never see it. So if you guys want to hear more about any specific business stuff, any techniques, please let me know. Next week, I'm excited because I will be doing a really fun technique for you guys. I am looking forward to doing a extension and color technique duo, and this isn't something you typically get free, so make sure you are keeping your eye out and you come and see me next week on Wednesday. And thank you for joining me, and everyone have a beautiful day. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.